You beautiful son of a mother flipping gun. Super welcome to this video, guys. April is absolutely freaking jam-packed, both with 1.0 releases and brand spanking new releases. And I'm talking first-person shooters here. This video is all about the first-person shooters. This channel is all about the first-person shooters and then some brutal indie games. So let's dive into the most brutal, awesome-looking, best-looking first-person shooters of April. Let's go. Starting the video off is a body-style horror first-person shooter. Now this one has been on the radar of quite a lot of people, including me, for some time. And it's being developed by only 2 people, and it sure does look impressive for being developed by only 2. And with a demo out that when initially released didn't impress me much at all, has now evolved and become something that might just deliver a very solid experience. Now Chasmal Fear uses the body cam filter to make it more immersive and amp up the horror. And I gotta say, I absolutely do not like it. It looks cool at first and it does do what it set out to do, immerse and make the scary more scarier, but it gets so freaking annoying after a while. Spotting things, interacting with things, all of that is made a lot harder thanks to the fisheye lens. I do like the weapon sway and how there is a small delay on the head movement and weapon, but the fisheye gets mega annoying and I wish it was optional. Now that apart though, this game has it all to be a good survival horror shooter. Interesting story, tons of lore, optional co-op play for up to 2 players, mutants, shotguns, choices that affect the gameplay, and a ton more set in an empty sci-fi underwater facility. Will it deliver? Let's find out on the 17th of April. Now next up is Rocket Squad, a team-based first-person shooter, where we get to infiltrate perilous planets, gather resources and return safely to our shelter, utilize each character's unique abilities and strategically form our team to restore order to the mother-flipping universe. In other words, another team-based FPS much like Killing Floor, but not as brutal. Now I'm starting to think that Killing Floor 3 has sparked a whole new level of indie team shooters. I mean team as in cooperation, you know, there is plenty of them in the horizon. But Rocket Squad actually looks like a shit ton of fun, I'm not gonna deny that. There is some wacky weapons, crazy abilities for each character, and graphics that, while colorful, still looks very gorgeous. And apart from very fun looking combat and graphics, this game seems to, from the looks of it, nail what makes the grind fun, incorporating extraction mechanics for resources that you can then use to make your character stronger and visually decorate the hub world, something that Killing Floor 3 badly needs, instead of a plain looking hub that is the same for everyone. I know for a fact that if done right, it is fun as hell showing off the decorated hub to friends and players. And this one, it quite took me by surprise, but it does look fun. Now this one we can consider a bit of a bonus. It's actually not a shooter, but instead a proper narrative horror walking sim. So why did I include it here? Well, simply because I love its premise. Tag Massacre is a narrative-driven horror game inspired by 80s slasher movies, with a PlayStation 1 style aesthetic. Because on Halloween night, 5 friends threw a party in an abandoned arcade deep in rural Campinas, Brazil. And what begins as a fun game of laser tag quickly spirals into the worst mother-flippin' nightmare. Yes, yes, and yes! 80s slasher horror movie set in an abandoned arcade during the 80s. It's simple but oh so genius. Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest with this one. Sand looks freaking amazing. I love how it's set in a Mad Max desert. I love that we can build our very own walker just the way we want to. I love the fact that the walker is our base, our hub, and our transportation, our personal tank. The graphics, they look amazing, and they are amazing. I actually played this during a playtest. I love how deep the customization goes in this game. I like the way we gather resources via interest points on the map. I love how hard it is to control the walker and how immersive that feels. But I absolutely abso-freaking-lutely despise that it is an open-world PvPvE extraction shooter. If this game got rid of the multiplayer and more specifically the PvP aspects of it, I would be drooling 10 times more over this. I don't want this to be an extraction multiplayer game. I want this to be a single-player experience where I get attached to my walker rather than lose everything if I die. I want a story that evolves and sucks me right into this mysterious and gorgeous world. I want to explore the fallen civilization without being ganked by a team of 10 times stronger than I am. But unfortunately, offline play is not an option here. And sorry, the walkers are actually called tramplers. Friend, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, remember to hit that like and subscribe. And while you're at it, join the Discord link down in the description. It's an amazing place, both with community nights where we play games together, awesome people, friends to be made, and all around 24/7 video game talk, the thing that we love. Let's forget about all the shit in the world for a minute. In this corner of the internet, it's all about the things that we love. And the same thing goes for the Discord, so join it.
I've prayed to the life giver for answers. She watches over you. I know she does. This is it.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. This right here is exactly my type of survival horror experience, with everything from inventory management, dialogue options, a story, a bunch of interesting sci-fi weapons that do pack a punch, and all of it in a simpler, very manageable degree. Nothing that overwhelms you, it's just the experience I need and want right now. That aside though, the game also boasts a very interesting graphical choice where it blends early 2000s style with a more modern, and in the end actually doesn't look half bad at all. There is a demo out, and in that demo it does leave some things to wish for, like better environmental navigation, some better enemy hit feedback and a few more things. But in the grand scheme of things, it was a very enjoyable experience, and one that actually didn't make me poop my pants, but stayed more on the atmospheric horror side of things, rather than jump scary. And I can't wait to play more of it when it drops, so expect a stream on the 23rd of April. Now, I recently covered this one in my FPS Games from the Future Game Show video, and the more I look at it, the more I actually want to play it. I never got the chance to give the playtest a spin, but it doesn't matter. In this game, you play as a person trying to defend your home by building defenses from your very own neighbors, which are other players, meaning you will also be attacking your friendly neighbors in a quest to be the mightiest and strongest in the neighborhood, offering a crazy amount of different and rather innovative weapons, traps and defenses with an art style that, yeah, it's very childish but very reminiscent of games like Plants vs Zombies, which is another multiplayer game that I have had a shit ton of fun with in my days. Should we do a community night neighborhood extravaganza on the 17th when this drops? Let me know down in the comments. Oh baby! Another survival horror FPS that just tingles the ever-growing belly in just the right way. I'm actually beyond excited for this one, I can't deny it, and I was given the chance to play a lengthy preview of it, but unfortunately life got in the way and I didn't have the time to give it a spin before it disappeared, which makes me even more hyped to play it when it drops. Now nonetheless, it's a very Resident Evil 7 style type of first-person shooter with inventory management, horror elements, lots of exploration, scary monsters, RPG mechanics, and a 1000-year-old mystery that needs unraveling, inspired by the work of H.P. Lovecraft. It seems to take a very play-it-as-you-want-to approach, where if you decide to not explore, well, you might just be off fending for your life with the axe. But if you want more firepower, then looking around will be a must. But it is up to you how you want to do it. It also boasts different dialogue options, and it does highlight that choices do matter in this one. How much they actually matter, I'm not sure, but I am sure that the game reeks of potential banger material, and I will be finding that out, so expect a review and a stream closer to its launch. Okay, there is woke written all over this one, and while it does look like a fun boomer shooter, I don't even fucking know what the definition of woke is, and neither do I care nor do I want to know. And every time I've seen that word, it just turns out bad, so I will just shut up and play this trailer for you.
Fuck their fake media. I'm just getting started. Here comes woke meat. Bada boom. DOGENSTEIN.
And here we got another wave-based first-person shooter. This is the last one I show in this video, I promise, but I had to exclude like 2 or 3 of them to not make this video all about wave-based team shooters. Now this is one of the better looking con zombies inspired ones though. I love its gritty and gory environments, the realistic but semi-fantasy weaponry, and the fact that the maps are a bit complex, loaded with secrets to be uncovered. The co-op aspect of the game is also completely optional, meaning it is a very playable solo game if you so wish. And I can't emphasize enough how important that is, even though so many developers tend to forget about that. Now a little bit of a fair warning though, this game uses AI, and I know how much some of you hate AI, but I think you will be pleased to know that it was only used for the logo text. In other words, there is no need to worry for AI assets or audio. Matcho, my broskis, the absolute complete opposite of brutal, but yet very much a first-person shooter, one that tries to do something unique with a very Jack and Dexter style of art style. This game combines ton of movement mechanics like wall running, sliding, etc. with a match 3 concept, whereas to actually kill something you have to shoot 3 enemies to turn them into the same color and watch them magnetize towards each other and say kaboom. But what interests me the most is the different combos you can pull off with this system, and then take that, add in the parkour elements, and it could end up being rather satisfying. Although, judging from the gameplay clips available, the game looks extremely easy, so I hope that there is a good challenge to it all in the end. Otherwise, the satisfaction will wear off fast. Now let's not forget about our beloved fantasy boomer shooter Wizordum that enters 1.0 in April. At its core, this is a very simple fantasy shooter, but one that does just about everything so right, from the exploration, combat and everything that it keeps adding to the game, like riding mounts, upgrades and a level editor, which has me very excited to explore what else has been added or refined for its final 1.0 release. And most of all, what awesome adventure the 3rd chapter holds for us. Join me in the live stream as we explore Chapter 2 very soon, and then Chapter 3 as the game releases. Alright, now what started off in December of 2023 as a very bare-bones roguelike entering early access has now evolved and turned into something absolutely magnificent, unleashing in 1.0 on the 17th of April, a roguelike with an interesting story that looms around every corner, a game that has few weapons but oh so fun and well crafted ones, a roguelike where you become stronger after each freaking run. To put it simply, a dark Wild West power fantasy roguelike done absolutely the way I personally like it. Cool bosses, fun arenas, interesting enemies and characters throughout, punchy weapons and a shitload of fun. So let's stream it on the 17th of April with 2 copies that I have to give away in that stream of this game, so don't miss out on it. Broskis, we got a last second entry, Voidborn, an absolute kick-ass roguelike that plays in many ways like Ultra Kill, but set in a much darker fantasy world that has a lot more detail to it than first meets the eye. It releases into 1.0, and I have a review up for its early access release, and I was mighty impressed by the work of this Swedish solo developer on this game. So, with more to it, it's a no-brainer recommend from me, both for roguelike fans and Ultra Kill fans alike. We got another last second entry, Skarab from DOSman Games, the legends behind many of our now beloved bite-sized boomer shooters. It's dropping an in-house developed game. This is what the Steam snip says: "Arise, warrior, your kingdom has need of you. Wield ancient weaponry and harness arcane powers in your quest to liberate Egypt. Rescue Her Royal Highness and exile Anubis to the afterlife." Hell yeah. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end, broski. I love you. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe and like, man. You're gonna want to. You're gonna miss out on so much fun if you don't. And remember, Papa Slim loves ya. See you in the next one.